So this is a re-upload. I made a mistake. It slipped through the cracks. It was a long video, so I'm gonna have to delete and re-upload. This is the re-upload, and on this video, we got a comment on this, so this is the video. Question is, had you manifested your future or saw it? There is Joe Dispenza walking meditation, for example, where you create your future and walk into it. Walking forward instead of stillness makes it easier to change the states, is the idea. Thank you, Exotic One, for your comment. Thank you for the advice. Yeah, I guess the direction I want to take it is that the person who's the best at accessing deep states and go deep and can meditate the longest, he may not necessarily be able to do what needs to be done. There's also an element of speed and adaptability here that we must not underestimate. So, when people die, many people, when they die, the last thing they do is to exhale. So one way to be safe is to be able to catch that liberation in a single exhalation. Even under pressure, you can do this. Then you're much, much safer. And think of it like entering a dream, wake-induced lucid dreaming, and seeing these very weird in-between states where you actually have a lot of influence. If you can just keep balanced and keep centered, then you can essentially create your own experience. And there's so much that gets revealed in these deeper, they're kind of tricky to access states, but you could have a lucid dream tonight, or you could just by mere chance have one of those really beautiful dreams. Bliss in context of what you desire.
Okay, everybody, you have a problem, and reason might shock you. See, I posted this as a community post. You can go and look at this, and I just want you to look at this. How curious, how interesting, how mysterious, and you want to know. And you see here a person in bed resting, and then you see it from his perspective, and he is kind of flying out through a portal, sort of, and it's very mysterious. And so you're curious, and then you look at this, and it's like he's meditating, perhaps, and there's a disturbance, and then there's no light, and it's very dangerous. Ooh, look at this, very, very dangerous. And you're very curious, and now that you're primed, and look at this. Oh, maybe you like Middle Eastern stuff, right? This is like Babylonian stuff. And now you're very, very curious. So what is it all about? Well, now that I have your full attention, let's take a look at Solid Foundation here. And we have the spinner, and we have the bowl, right? And then we have do you know what this is? This is a Vajra. It's a super powerful, it's the best, okay? What is the Vajra? It's the best, okay? And then we have a lance, and then we have candy floss right here, and we have the base of fire, like Tumo, Kundali, warming the hot pot, right? And focus time, yeah? So you look up, here's the earth, here's the moon, or maybe this is the moon with the star, right? And this is the sun. And so you calculate the time, right? And here we have Siddhartha Gautama. Here, very famous quote. Okay, and then we have the Chiro. It's like the experience points, right? Feels very Turkey. Right? It feels very Turkey here. So this is, of course, a very mystic symbol, and these correspond with each other and kind of support each other. This is a mixed ascension practice, right? And in the same way, you see that these petals build on top of each other, and the symbols inside of them as well suggest that these are the three lower lotuses: the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipurana. have they have a good synergy with each other. And so you can say, for example, I dream. Okay, yeah. So everybody, you can be an atheist. You're hard to convince, right? But you know that you dream. I have a dream. You know, you woke up this morning. I have a dream. Okay, and so we go over here. I can dream. I can somewhat decide what to dream. So I can dream. Maybe I say, oh, I really miss my pet cat. I wish I could dream about my pet cat. I wish I could dream about my pet cat. And you know, what would you see? What would you have? Right? All of a sudden I dream and I meet my cat in a dream. And I was like, wow. What does that mean? It means I can program my dreams, right? And then I want to become lucid when I dream. So if I know I can somewhat program my dream, maybe I can become lucid when I dream, right? And so this is a kind of synergy thing that's very down to earth. It's very grounded. It's very solid foundation. So maybe you do not believe, you have a skeptic phase. I know what that's like. I was skeptic all the time. And before, so you've not had any big spiritual stuff happening to you, right? So then we have to have a solid foundation so that you know you're not wasting time. And yoga is a way to like, well, I don't know about chakras and stuff, but I'm stretching, you know, I'm getting sweaty, and it's good for my muscles. It's very good for my thoracic extensions, for my squats and my deadlifts, that I get these positions, right? But anyways, lucid dreams prove divine potential within me. I'm not saying you're God. I'm not saying you're divine. I'm just saying potentially within you, the potential within me is that I create worlds, right? I create worlds. I walk around in these worlds. Divine potential. This is what it means. This is just a matter of definition in the dictionary, right? And so I can try out different stuff. And here is a very interesting practice. Here is the crown, the cornea, you know, and then we try to look a little further, and then we see this. And what does it mean? What does it mean? And who is this for? Well, it is for, you're practicing your rainbow body, right? And you kind of understand that there's just, you have to kind of push through something here, but then you can see this, and like it's just a shadowy outline, right? So it's supposed to be a rainbow body, but all I see is like a shadowy outline that's approximately there. So you've mastered, you have a solid foundation, but it's not like it's not like that wow rainbow body. It's not like filled with light, but you're getting there, and it's absolutely significant. I don't want to belittle in any way, shape, or form. Like, wait, is this a Brazilian jiu-jitsu club or something? Like, no. We have here a solid foundation. Very important step. And the number one thing you should do is get yourself something to block out sound. Get something that blocks out sight, and get an extra little something that blocks out light. Because you need to know, right? You need to know that this is actually there. Because people, I remember one time I had this fantastic thing happen to me. It was Saturday, and I dreamt walking up, like floating up a couple of stairs, and then there was a gray steel door, and then there was like some toy machines and windows here, and we were gonna go bowling to a bowling alley I'd never been to. Now, I don't know anything other, I mean, this was just completely unrelated. Windows, a couple of like things that children can sit on. You put money on them and children ride like a car or an elephant. And then there's here a railing, there's a stairs, and there's gray steel doors, right? Locked. Next day, we're gonna go to the bowling because this is Saturday and we were going Sunday. We come up here. It's the exact same place, and these doors are open. Yeah. And what happens when you tell this to people? What do you think happens? This was a different dream I had, the 9th of July 2023. You see here is a map. I tried to make a map of where I was. It was a big tree like this, very huge, and this was up in the sky. And it was a Shipibo village place. And it was like rays of sun was shining through the leaves of the big tree, and they had houses that looked like this. This guy was playing a guitar. Most of them, it was a Shipibo woman here, a Shipibo man here. Another Shipibo was just walking casually by here, and he was talking to them. And I met this guy. You are not Carlos, but he was wearing exactly the same capes as someone I would know by the name of Carlos. So I was very startled when he turned around and it was not Carlos. So I said, you are not Carlos. And he says, no, I'm not Carlos. And this woman, she was shocked about something, and she cut a rope, and the house would just go away. It would just fall off the platform here, right? So it was this house right here fell off. And then I met somebody who looked like he was much younger, and I was also much younger. I was, when I dream, I spoil myself a little bit. I make myself extra pretty, okay? And he took me and showed me some fishes in a pond that was living in the ponds of pools of rainwater or something in the roots of the tree, and he could catch them and eat them. And other times he got to have some, he got to play with his computer games and have a little slice of pizza. And I looked at them, and they were like catfishes because of the mustache you see here. And the boat would come here. This I know this place. I had seen it before, and I looked at it because the boat comes here. And then I woke up. But this dream is very fantastical. Very fantastical. Like, this place is almost like a mythical place. But people are willing to accept this. They're willing to accept this. But when you're talking like future premonition, people will not accept, right? And it's so annoying because I know, I remember my dreams well, okay? But they're like, okay, so you dreamt about a couple of stairs, and you dreamt about, have you never seen that before? Have you never seen that before? It's a very normal thing. It's something you see every day, man. It's just a coincidence. It's infuriating. And we call these things that I call secret teachings, that like inner teachings, are teachings like that. People, I'm not gonna, it's a bad time to tell it to uninitiated people. That's just, you have to experience stuff like that yourself before you can even accept the possibility. You just resist immediately, You could, of course, ask, how is it even possible? And that's a perfectly legitimate question. And to tell you the truth, I don't know. But here, let's talk a little bit about ego death, as it's called, and what I think of it as, okay? So you have experiencer, then you have experience, and then you have lockers, and then you have the infinite, right? So a lot of people, when they say ego death, what they really mean is that these three aspects that are kind of like dampening the infinite power have been somewhat removed, right? So you don't get less, you get more, but the need for control is greater. So if you're doing this on, like for example, today I did some exercises and they made me nauseous and they gave me a headache. That was, I would say, intellectually, because you mess with these, so intellectually you get it's so much to take in that you feel sick. This is actually a pretty good representation of what I can see with my eyes closed. So here, you see it, the hand, and I move my hand, and now I see my hand over there. And you see that there's color. Yeah, there's color. But in the beginning, it can just be like a dark outline. And that is what that one is about. It's about seeing colors by comparing them with each other, okay? Some mornings I will look at my SAD lamp and I will blink my eyes and shapes will appear, kaleidoscopic visuals will appear. And one of the simpler ones is this one. I mean, this is just a cross, right? So number 2 here, I can get from here very easy, very easy. And how is this connected with rainbow body? Connected because this is where we start out. Like, this is the crown, this is your head, this is your eye, this is your eyes coming out here, and they go out here, and you see this, and here's a very interesting symbol right here. Okay, if you're very good at SAD lamp, you can see stuff like this. But even without blinking my eyes, without fire breath, you can then see this. But when you close your eyes and you just relax, maybe you can start to see something like this. Maybe this thing. And here you see there are 2 ones that are a little bit darker, and there are 2 ones that are a little bit lighter. And so you can pretend it's Star Wars, and you're going down, you're going down that Death Star, like Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing, and then you can actually start to lead yourself to say that, okay, the darker one is red and blue here, or black, it depends. It's like I say blue and red, and then this lighter one must be yellow, and this lighter one must of course be green. And when you steer it like that, when you guide yourself like that, using the inner teaching, they will actually take that shape. Yeah, they will actually take that shape, and you can start to see colors, and those colors will also start, as you get better at seeing them, they will start appearing on your rainbow body. Yeah, if you already have this, starting to see fingers, it says here, that's a different technique. I'll show you that one another time. But from this to get to more colors, you can start recognizing colors that way by visualizing it in front of you. And the chakra exercises that I posted on this channel was directed at you to teach you how to do that. Yeah, you sit and meditate a lot, of course, don't neglect your legs. Maybe there's something experiences in the past that can guide your awareness down to your legs somehow. That's a little bit, that's a like appetizer of what this contains. This contains a lot more, but I just wanted to give you something, so to legitimize this, so you know it's real. This is like serious business right here. You got this one, you got a super famous quote from Siddhartha Gautama, and you got chakras, and you have the Spheroth, and you have like the chakras coming together as one. You have like a first person view here, and we have a ton of symbols here. I'm not even started on it. So this is a super important image. It's a lot of stuff here you can study and find out about.